Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ben for Ben on 10, and today is Sunday the 14th, and today I'm doing my review on The Walking Dead. Woo! What a intro! That was crazy. I literally thought all three of them were gonna die, and that was the end of them, because these guys just look so badass, and I feel like possibly that might not be the end of those guys, and there might be some more of them, and they might try to track down the whole team. But you know, our guys can always handle it, as they just did on the beginning of the whole episode. I was scared, but at the same time I was just like, how can they not be able to handle these guys? And they did exactly just that, and I'm super excited to see what's gonna happen with the rest of the season. Literally, was I the only one whose heart was beating when the whole team was walking through that crowd of walkers? Like, my heart was beating, and it was beating most specifically because the little boy that was already saying "Mom, Mom" from last season was scaring the crap out of me, because I felt like this season he's gonna get them killed by walking in a pack of walkers and then asking "Mom, Mom," when not knowing that that's not the right time to be asking your mom for anything. So he was scaring me the most throughout that whole walk. And it's so sad that even baby Judith is more gangster than Sam. Sam is just like a whiny crybaby in this whole apocalypse, and I feel like he hasn't adjusted to how to work in this society. And I feel like even Judith, a baby, has got it together, because she was walking like there was no issue. Whereas he was like, oh my gosh, I realized there is a lot of issue. But it seems like Sam might be stepping up to the plate now that he sees that this is a life and death situation, and that when they are saying that, oh, Sam should go with the pastor, he's like, no, I'm staying with you, Mom. Yeah, I could be strong. Because now it's like, okay, he has to man up now, because if you don't man up, you die, and that's all. And he has to realize this now. My only thing is, Rick, why did he even trust the pastor with his baby? I don't trust that pastor at all. His mentality is so far gone, it's ridiculous. So for anybody to be taking a hold of your baby at this time of the apocalypse, why? Judith is a sensitive situation. Don't just have anybody have your baby. And we already saw that the pastor, he's kind of a punk. Like, when situations get crazy, he might just drop Judith in a well or something, or just throw Judith to the zombies. But that's not what we want, because Judith is like our beacon of light. Judith is our baby of the future. You know, she has to survive this whole situation. If she dies, like, it's gonna go crazy. And Carl, bless his heart, is letting bygones be bygones, and he is just working so hard to just work with Ron, and I love that. You know, like, he understands this apocalypse where Ron doesn't understand this apocalypse. So he's basically saying, I'm going to be the bigger person at all times, because I understand how you can change, and I understand how you can have situations and things may arise because of this, and you may be immature to the situation, but I am not immature, even though we're like almost the same age. But at the same time, I'm still kind of above you mentality wise, because I've experienced every and anything you can think of. And him grabbing his hand and holding his hand is kind of like, I love that. Like, it really showed that he's the bigger person throughout this, and you have to try to be the bigger person, because this is a situation that is abnormal. We regular people, we wouldn't expect to go through this, and we're going through this, so now we have to work together. I love that about Carl. I love how Enid had saw that quote, and it kind of basically inspired her to be a little bit stronger. I love that, because Enid is a very strong character, in my opinion. She does whatever she wants, she goes wherever she wants, she survived as long as she did by herself and had no issues, and that's why she always is a loner, and whenever she sees situations happen, she goes away. But she would be a stronger character, and she'd be stronger if she could just join the team and actually help them, because she's kind of like a little monkey. Like, she can just jump on things and do young girl things that some of the older women possibly cannot do, and she thinks a little bit differently as well. And I love the fact that when she saw that quote, it kind of inspired her to go a little bit harder and stronger. I feel really bad for Denise, because she's going through this whole situation and has to go through all those walkers, and I think Alpha Wolf fails to realize that she's had this really big phobia when it comes down to these walkers, and she like becomes innate. She becomes immobile, and he wants her to run through this pack of walkers. Like, that's crazy. And now he wants to change her, and I don't want her to change, but will he change her into another wolf? So Carl supposedly, I think, is dead, and oh my gosh, the whole Anderson family's dead, because they basically were the downfall of themselves. But I'm just like in shock. You would never think that Carl, out of all the people, is gonna be dead. Like, I'm just like super, super shocked. And like, I literally was like screaming at the top of my lungs when he had a bullet wound to the eye. And Michonne handled that so lovely, but at the end of the day, it wasn't fast enough, which sucks because Carl is such a pivotal, powerful character. When he dies, anybody can get it after that. So it's crazy. And I don't know where Rick's mind is going to go because he just finished losing this girl who was going to possibly be the mother to his daughter. It's somewhere down the line because he really started to like her. He really, and now his son is dead. And we already know what happens when he lost his wife and he lost his mind and he had to actually get it back. He was like on that whole Mariah Carey tip. You know, after Glitter, she went crazy and then she came back and now her mind is in the right place. That's exactly where he went at the last time. So what is he gonna do when this happens again? You know what also sucks is the fact that Carol kind of is the reason why Sam and his whole family is dead, because Carol, I guess, didn't realize that you instilling something like telling this little boy that these monsters are gonna eat him alive and all these different things. And it's funny because how this situation from another season is the reason why this boy is dead now, because she damaged him and traumatized him so much to the point of where his fear paralyzed him and he got killed, which in turn ended up killing his mother, which in turn ended up killing his brother because his brother couldn't even live in a world like that. And his brother already started attacking Rick and his son and all that different stuff. So it's just like, it was a trickle effect. And Carol, as much as we love her, and she did that whole situation to protect the whole team coming into the compound, it still was a situation that kind of killed innocent people and innocent bystanders of that situation. You know what's super sad is the fact that The Walking Dead, they're I don't know if they're losing originality, but if you've ever played the Walking Dead game, I have like all of the Walking Dead games for PlayStation, for Xbox, and the same scenario that happened with Carl and the whole Anderson family and all that situation, that actually happened in the game kind of, but a different scenario. It was the little girl and there was the Spanish wife of the little girl's friend. I can't remember. If you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. And she had to decide if she had to cut off the arm or do something else. I forgot what it was. But my option was I cut off the girl's arm and she ended up dying anyway. So the guy ended up being mad at me at the end. That was the cause. So it kind of was like very consistent with the whole situation that happened in this episode, because now the son kind of got mad and was trying to kill the father. The Anderson son was trying to kill Rick, and he ended up dying instead. But I ended up chopping off the arm like Rick ended up chopping off the arm of Mrs. Anderson. And later down the line, I don't know if Denise is just like feeling for the Alpha Wolf or feeling like he has a heart, but that guy is not good. Regardless, I know he tried to save you, but at the end of the day, it seems like he's not a good person. It's crazy how you're watching the show and then, like, for example, Denise was running with Alpha Wolf and you're watching the show and you're saying like, she's starting to care for him. He's starting to care for her in his own type of way, but she's like really caring for him. She knows he's gonna die, but she's like, oh, I'm gonna take care of you. You know, I'm gonna show you the light and all this other stuff. And it's just like, does she have like Stockholm syndrome at this point? Because it's just like, at this point, you should be trying to figure out ways to get away from him, but yet you're trying to stay with him and help him along his way or so. But maybe she's starting to find a meaning for living, you know, to inspire people to live and live better. Then gradually, as we're watching, we start to see that Rick has brought his son into the house, and Denise is in the house as well. And Denise, all of a sudden, starts to get a backbone and put some batteries in her back, and now she's moving and going and saying, hey, I'm gonna save this boy, because she sees Rick with his son shot, you know, and she knows everything to get. She's on point. She's not scared anymore because she's already been through it and she's going through it, and she understands that she cannot be scared in this era right now or she will die. So she has to be active. And I like how she started to get that fire again for being a nurse. But it's so sad to see exactly what I was talking about. Rick, if his son dies, Rick can possibly lose his mind again. And he started to lose his mind when he went outside, and he was the only one who went outside with a hatchet, and he's gonna start chopping up some zombies and stuff like that. I guess maybe he's trying to take out his anger for everything that just happened, for his possible future family and his son being shot and him only being the one of his own kind left, you know, and now having to live in this whole world with nobody except the people that, you know, you've been with, and they are kind of your family now, but it's, I guess for him, it's not the same like you're having your blood family. I love how the whole show kind of felt like a movie, like one movie. It was just, everything was good. Like the scenes when they were all fighting together and they were sticking together as a team and stuff like that. That whole unity situation. Even the pastor came out from holding Judith and being a punk was just like, you know what, it's time to fight. I gotta come out there and help fight, you know? And the same thing for the situation that happened with Carol and Morgan. They put their situations and issues aside and was like, you know what, we have to fight. This is for the greater good of our future. And the writers of The Walking Dead are really mean because they always put Glenn in a situation to where we're like, no, Glenn is gonna die! And then Glenn didn't die. Which is kind of like, oh, we tried to scare ya, but he's not dead. You know what was a crazy scene? When Daryl actually shot that missile into the fire, into the water, and it turned into like fire, and then all the walkers started walking to it. It was a very gross scene, actually, because for me, it felt like they were literally living on hell, in hell. Like, and those were demons and they were going into the fire, and that's exactly how I took it. And then it even goes back into the whole conversation that I think I could be wrong, I can't remember exactly who said this, but I feel like it was Carol and no, not Carol, sorry, it was Denise and the Alpha Wolf, and they were talking about being on Hell on Earth or something like that. So it's just like, I felt like everything was kind of connecting in its own way, and a lot of religious things were being played throughout the whole episode, especially with the quote and just a lot of things, and also the pastor possibly just coming to grips and really understanding what the message from God is to him, you know, and being able to understand that, okay, yeah, we can pray and yeah, we can go to the Bible, but God is telling me we gotta throw our hands and we gotta fight this battle now, you know, and God is giving us the power to do it. But in the end, we see that what's his name? Rick is talking to his son, you know, talking about how he thought those people were weak, and he sees that they're strong now and stuff, and he wants to show you this new world he's creating and working towards and stuff like that, and he doesn't want him to die at that point or whatever. Then we later see that Carl is not dead, which is great, thank the Lord, because he's a pivotal character and you cannot kill him now, not right now, you just can't. So in the end of it, if you want to hear more reviews from Ben on 10, definitely come to this page and check me out. I also have the IG and the Twitter page account. So definitely check me out on there as well. And then also, if you guys want some great apparel that you could wear for your Walking Dead parties or anything like that, or if, you know, just cups, souvenirs, anything from the show you want to just add on to your whole collection. I know a lot of you guys do Walking Dead parties, so if you're doing the Walking Dead party at your house and you're going to watch the new episode, you might want to have the new top-notch gear, so you definitely want to check out the Instagram page for the Walking Dead apparel. It's the_walking_dead_apparel, and they have like the newest, latest things that you guys can get and add to your parties, or gear to take to school, sneakers, all of that good stuff. So, and then also just keep checking me out on Ben on 10, and that's a wrap.